guys, we are back today with another video. Today is going to be installing the Chase Base brake booster eliminator and the clutch master cylinder replacement, and that is going to be the one with the billet reservoir, so not the inline setup. So today I'm going to be showing you how to install all of that stuff, where the lines go, because it's not labeled when you get it. So I'm going to show you what lines go where, how to route them, where it's going to look the best, all that kind of stuff. Obviously it's going to be up to you how much you want to tuck the lines, make them hidden, cut holes and things. That's up to you. But I'm going to show you how to get everything to work. We're not going to be putting fluid in it and testing the brakes today because I still have my brake calipers on the floor over here ready to get painted. So today we're going to be installing that stuff, and I'm also going to be banging out a couple other little things. Right now I'm standing on my subframe. So today we're going to get that sanded down, ground down, painted up, make that look nice. Hopefully, if the weather and the sunlight provides, I'm going to try to get all that stuff bolted back up and possibly get the wheels back on so I can roll it. But for sure we're getting the Chase Base stuff installed. So I'm going to show you guys how that works, where all that stuff goes. But before we do that, I accomplished a lot of stuff because there's nothing on top of here right now. So let me jump and show you guys what I got accomplished the other day. So guys, as you can see, I got the back seats back in, that back trim piece back in. I got this back trim piece back in. Got the back of the seats back in. That side right there is still a little pushed out for those harnesses right there. So I'm trying to figure out if I could wrap harnesses around the factory bar, because that would be quite nice. But you can see that thing sticking up right there. It's not looking like we're going to be able to do that. So the harnesses are just there for a mock-up purpose. But so all that stuff is back installed, which is great. And then we got the trunk. Everything is all installed. All the trim pieces went back in. This piece right here is the only piece that broke, sadly, but that's not a very big piece. So we got everything back in. This little thing folds up, and then we can show you underneath here. Got everything all painted up. Those are my battery, trunk mount battery lines. I got all the stab holes all covered up, so no more water will get in that, so that's quite nice. But everything is all nice in here. That's looking great. So we're at the point where like the chassis is pretty much done. We just got to start lining everything up, getting everything all painted up. Like this stuff, got my hubs here and the brake calipers here. I'm not doing anything with the hubs. I just got to paint the calipers, make them look decent. So that's where we're at with that. So today we're working on this. Let's jump to me showing you how this works. Alright guys, so this is what we got here. We got all these lines. They are very nice, very high quality 3AN lines with all the fittings already attached to them. So it kind of works out perfect for someone like me that doesn't have all these tools. But everything is a little bit of a different length, so that is kind of what helped me figure out how everything goes back together. But there was no instructions, so this is my opportunity to show you guys how everything works. So right here we have the brake booster eliminator, and then this on that eliminator is the brake proportioning valve. This, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, don't know how it even works yet. I know that this changes your brake bias, but I don't know how well, or not how well. I know it's gonna work well, but I don't know how to tune that kind of stuff. So this is gonna be something, it's a learning process for me. But this line came separate, or like came not a part of it. This came not a part of it. And this was its own piece, and all the lines were its own individual thing. So the way that I had everything figured out here was, let me post you up here. I can explain this. So if you look on this piece here, you kind of have this proportioning valve. This valve is how you get the lines to go everywhere that you need them to go. So you take out this bottom bolt here that's on the bottom of the eliminator, and you bolt your proportioning valve onto that. And then you got the metal lines here, the hard lines, and these screw on to the far end of this T here. So you screw this onto there, just like so, and everything is mocked up, so it's all loose for me. But then you have this banjo bolt here that when you remove this thing, this whole piece will slide around. So you just turn it to where it's going to be. And for reference, this is a right-hand drive car, so left-hand drive is just going to be the pretty much opposite of everything else. So you just turn this to the right. Jesus, I still don't know my left and rights, and I'm 20 years old. But then you just tighten that on like that. That looks great, and then that is how you start running from this one fitting to the multiple fittings that are on here. So after that, we have this line. This is the only line that has the Chase Bays logo on it. It is this long, and this is going to be the side that goes to your outpost on that. So you screw that in, and this is what's going to run. So if you're looking at a right-hand drive car, the fenders and stuff are going to be right here. So your wheel right is going to be on this side. So you take this 90-degree bend, run it all the way down here. This will run down your fender well, or down your transmission tunnel, down your frame rail, and then this piece will slide. Let's take this off of here. And this will slide in the hole that is already on your fender well right by the strut towers. So you'll put that in there. It'll slide down into that. It'll probably be about this much line that is inside of it, and then the remainder of that will be sticking out. And then these here comes with two of these ones, this one and this one. But this one, you have to make sure that you're able to get the other end of it, that end, onto your caliper. So this is the side that you want to tighten everything up for the fender wells. So this will go through the hole that will go into the brake caliper, and then that's one side complete. And then we have the other side of this, which is going to have the threads here, the threads on top, and the two on the bottom. So this is where I got super confused, and I had to look at pictures to figure out how things were supposed to work. So this one is already taken up with the hard line, and then this bottom one is going to be used as the 90, because there's nothing, the way that I figured this out was that there's nothing else on this side of everything that needs to get brake fluid. So you kind of have to do a 90 to go downwards, to go not to your left, geez, and then so you can hit it to the right. So you do a straight, and this is your medium long one here. So you have two 90s on the ends, and this is going to be for your, it goes down along your transmission tunnel, and then this end here bolts into your brake line that is right next to all of the fuel lines and all that stuff to run the back brakes. So that is the back brakes situated. So we have now one of the fender wells, both of the back brakes, and then we have this last one here, because after you use this, it's kind of common sense as to where this would go in the last fitting. So you put this one on your fitting. This one is going to run all the way across above the fender, or not the fender well, the transmission tunnel. This one is going to go downwards. Same deal as the other one. You take this piece off, slide this into the hole that's by your strut tower, and then put this into your fender well, and they will bolt up together in the fender well. And you have on both of the ends these little clips right here, or not the clips, but like this little indent right here on this one, and as well as that one there. And those are for your factory hardline mounts that are in the fender well. So that right there is how you want to put everything together on this to make it work. I don't suggest doing it outside of the car like this, just because you would like need to take lines off like right here and right here to get everything routed. So that's that. I'm going to show you how that looks in the car in a second, but we can't keep forgetting about this guy here. So this guy is the clutch master cylinder, or slave cylinder, whatever you want to call it, with the billet reservoir. So this now is going to run its own fluid. Because factory, you had them both sitting like right next to each other, and then they shared a line that went from the beginning of this into your brake booster. So this brake booster had all the fluid for your master cylinder here. So I don't have the clutch line for this. This will be installed in a different video. So today we're just worrying about all the brake booster stuff. So if we see this in the background, or when we get up to the car and you see the nasty one of these, don't even worry about that. So let's get to the car. Okay, so I'm going to show you how everything goes into the car. We are going to take our whole system here with all the lines. And I want to pick the lines up, put those into your engine bay. I first installed this as a mock fit without this on here, so I am also going to do that now, just so I know that it's not going to hit the pedal or anything like that, because this is the piece that connects everything to your brake pedal with this little pin here. So when you're removing your brake booster, you don't have to worry about saving this pin here because you got a new one. So we're going to put this off to the side for right now. And then if you see, I have a silver bolt and a gold bolt here, and the rest of them are silver because I already lost a bolt. So we're going to take these bolts off here, how they come. They're just barely threaded on the beginning. Take off this boy here. I'm hoping I find that bolt today too, because I kind of want everything to be the new stuff that's on here. So get that bolt off, get this bolt off, and then learn my lesson and not put it in my pocket. Everything there. Alright, so now this is going to go in your holes here. For me, I slid mine in and it was kind of sticking out a little bit like this, and you were kind of having an issue to where like the master was hitting your firewall here, but that's because there's a finger gap down here and it's completely flush up here. So what I had to do was use a dead blow, as sketchy as that sounds, and just wiggle it on in here so everything gets flush and it doesn't touch everything or anything at all. Everything bolts in perfectly. So this is in there like that, and now is where we start running the lines. So let me show you a closer view of that. Okay, so now that we got everything in the car, this is all not bolted in, so we don't have to worry about that. So we have this line here with the Chase Bays logo on it. What we're going to do from the position that we were at last in the video, we're going to unscrew this. This is your fender well brake line here. So we're going to unscrew this. Put this off to the side for a second. And then if you look right down there where that hole is, we're going to take this line, run that down into that hole. Boom. And now we take this, and there's your line. You're going to want to attach this portion of the line to this. I doubt I'm going to be able to do it one-handed like this. Well, let's see if my skills are up to par. They're not, so let's just show you like that. So we're going to get everything on there like this. It'll bolt up somewhere hidden, or it's going to go down this right here, and then this is where your factory brake line mount was at for this. So this is going to run up a little bit further in the hole, mount right there. Focus on. Come on. There we go. And then this is going to have it so your brake caliper can move around. Alright, and just for reference, I am standing where the engine is at, but this does not need to happen for you to install this. Do not get that wrong whatsoever. So, to begin with that, we are going to start running these lines here. So this line is going to be the line that goes up, or however you want to run it. I'm assuming they want you to run it down along the line of here, go over, let's get this boy out of the way here, goes across your transmission tunnel, and then where the magic is at, your brake line right there, and then this screws into, goodness gracious, all these lines are so hard to screw in with just one hand, into your back brakes. So you now have your right hand side front brake and both of your rear brakes now. So we're going to do this line now. Oof, almost fell down. Now this line is the long boy, super long boy, with the straight end on it. So we're going to pick this up. I ran this one over the top of your boo-boo old master cylinder that's getting replaced with the chase bays with the billet reservoir, super sick. And then it ran up along here. You get this like this. And I used this little clip right here to push it behind. I just bent that in a little bit so it would hold it. But that would run like that. You're obviously going to get it to where it could tuck up there like that. And then, oh, same thing here. You're going to want to disconnect this. Let's disconnect that real fast. Disconnect that. This is going to get run down into this hole. And then from that hole is going to go right there. You're going to connect your other line to that, and then you're now going to have brakes on that side. So that is how you install the lines, get everything to look the way it's supposed to look, and route them in the short way. I told you guys in the beginning that you guys were going to have to figure out the way to mount everything and run everything cleanly. But that is how you go from a brake booster to the Chase Base brake booster eliminator with the lines and everything that came with it. For the stuff that I installed here today, except for that slave cylinder, well, with the slave cylinder, and the line that I need to get for the slave cylinder is like gonna be like $67, I'd say $70 shipped after everything. So with that line that I was just talking about, all of these lines, this brake booster eliminator and all that kind of stuff, was around $900 to $1,000. So if you're wanting to declutter your engine bay and make everything look a lot nicer, delete your ABS, and have adjustable brake bias, that's a pretty penny of $1,000, and you can have all this fancy stuff here. So that is how you install the Chase Base brake booster eliminator. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope everything was as in-depth as possible, so if you were like me, opening up your box and not seeing instructions, you can find this video and not be as freaked out. So you guys have a good day. Don't forget to watch the other videos on my channel with this here car and my other car, the FC. So you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Later.